Welcome to another episode of the YGC Collective Mini Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Giovanna Burgess-White, with my co-host,
Yvette Valdenegro.
Oh my God, we are 2 weeks away today.
Oh,
Literally 2 weeks away today from the collective. It is our second annual. If this is the first time you're watching our show, welcome. We have been going on for the last 3 months. We have been interviewing experts, panelists that are going to be on stage on 8/20. And the reason we do this is main reason is because we want you to get to know who these women are before you get there, because when you're in their session, they are going to drop all the knowledge, the nuggets. Like Yvette and I have been saying, everything that you're Googling on these 4 topics, everything you're stressing out about, these women are here to talk about it, to answer questions, and also to give you the tools to work and pour back into yourself. So we are here again.
I'm just gonna say I woke up this morning. I already told Gio early because my brain was just going a mile a minute with obviously the behind the scenes that we're putting together, but knowing it's like Christmas when you know what the presents are and the gifts you're about to give, but the other people don't, and you're excited to make sure and give them. So we have a gift to give, and I think we just bring her on so the whole rest of the world can see what an amazing woman she is.
Welcome, Rose Ann McDonald. How are you?
I am well. Good morning. Good afternoon. Sorry. Good
Yeah.
afternoon. It's been a long morning.
I've been telling everybody that you're like our celebrity fly-in panelist because everyone's like, why can't we find Roseanne on Instagram? I'm like, she's on LinkedIn and she's flying in and she is going to be on the wealth panel. And my goodness, you have so much wisdom, knowledge about money, finance, the industry, working with women. So welcome to you for being on the show. And thank you for saying yes to coming to Houston.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the invite. I am looking forward to participating in this great event with you guys. I've been to Houston a number of times. My sister has lived there for almost 50 years, so I've been in and out of Houston just about the last 40 years of my life. So I'm looking forward to this group of women, this strong group of women who are empowering others and who have put this together to take us to the next level. So thank you again.
Oh my gosh, no. And okay, so your sister gets to know you here in Houston, but why don't you tell ladies who are listening that are going to be coming to the collective just a little bit about yourself, what you do, and what main problem you feel like you're solving these days?
Well, I have been in the industry, the financial services industry, for a couple of decades. I would say about 4 decades. And my focus is really on supporting, helping, building women in the industry. Again, one of the things that I pride myself about and I'm working on these days is ensuring that we have the next generation of financial services professionals. And because when I joined the industry, there were a lot of folks who were women who stayed. And all I can tell you is that we have to ensure that this continues. So I'm willing to pass the baton and be the person that is helping, supporting, empowering, and helping to grow the next generation of female leaders and female leaders in the financial services industry. So I am proud of the legacy that I hope to leave and that I'm planting those seeds today.
This is so incredible. What I love that you bring that perspective. You've seen it. You've been in it. You mastered it, and you're on the other end of like, I know what I'm talking about, and I want to now bring on or keep supporting the other women that are in the financial industry because you see the need and you've seen what we've all gone through just being women in general.
And it's not just about the industry too, it's about getting to the next level within the industry. It's bringing them in, but helping them to elevate. So, we talk about the glass ceiling. It does exist. It may not be visible, but it exists. And so when you look at the upper echelons of the leadership in most financial services firms, it still doesn't look like us.
No.
No.
If I leave, my legacy is leaving one small ripple enough that will cause that ceiling to open up, to break, to allow the next generation in. And I think we have that opportunity to do so, but we can't be afraid of it.
No.
We gotta have no fear and recognize that we bring a lot of value, a lot of worth. We have a lot of experience. We empathetic enough, and they need our voice and our seat at that table.
Yes. So we got to talk to you a little bit earlier before you jumped on, and there's something that you said. It's not really part of what we were going to ask you, but I love what you said about how, you've been in the industry for over 40 years.
Uh-huh.
We as women have our role has completely changed in the household. We do wear those multiple hats, and number one session last year was wealth, was money. And when we did the survey for what topics do you want to hear this year, money was at the top of the list. So having Maria, who you've been mentoring, and then we have Mela, we have Sarah, we have 4 women in the industry doing completely different things. We have mentors, we have coaches, we have financial strategists, we have you, who is, like you said, leaving a legacy and passing the baton for the next generation. But just talk a little bit about what we talked about earlier about wearing the different hats and how we as women need to have these conversations and be empowered to make the right decisions financially in order to also lead by example at home and help ourselves.
No, absolutely. I think it's in our DNA in part that we can multitask to a fault, and that we very often take it upon ourselves to do a whole lot and don't think about, well, I can say no to that. Even though I can do it, there are only 24 hours in a day. I need to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. My commuting times, how much time do I really have to give to all the things that are important to me? And so we have to be willing to be very selective about where we spend our time and what impact we make to others. It's not about saying yes to everything because we can. It's about saying, if I were to do this, what impact can I make? How can I, first and foremost, it's faith, family, and everything else comes after, friends and everybody else. So you got to think, charity begins at home. So am I taking care of the household first? Am I taking care of me? And then I can be altruistic and say that I can go out into the community and do something for the community. I sit on a board called Women Helping Women, and we focus on helping underprivileged women who they may have food insecurity or home insecurity, or may have lost a job or been divorced, or been through some tough times. And so we help them navigate through that landmine by providing, whether it's clothes and jewelry, helping them get a job and treating them special for Mother's Day. That to me is empowering. That to me is saying, I had a small part in making a difference in a woman's life, in a family's life. And you don't know, that little thing may not seem like a lot to you because we have so much already, but for those people, it makes a huge difference. So yeah, we wear multiple hats, but we have to make sure that the time that we spend and the things that we're passionate about, we really leave an impact.
Oh my gosh. But you know what I just love about all that? Do you know you did not mention the word money at all? You brought wisdom with the reality of what really happens in our world. And yes, I 100%, there is the underserved, there's the, whatever, but there's also, the economy's changing. People are finding themselves in different situations. And the underlying mental thing that we think all the time is money, money, money. Like, where's my next job? Where's the next meal? How am I going to provide for this? What does my future look like? Those are all the underlying, yes, money is the value and very important to be thinking about, but everything you just mentioned was the true worth of living our lives. Why are we here on this earth? And is it really the materialistic things and the things that we think we have to have? Or is it turning to someone that we love next to us that really needs us in the moment, that we need to be present for, that they just, they need a glass of water. They just need a hug. They need to be listened to. Those are intangible things. And that's why I love, you didn't mention one thing about financial resources. And if you did it, that you didn't do any of that. It was just the realness of life. It's
very basic. I think as individuals, as Americans, okay, let's be clear. We have so much, right? We don't need another pair of shoes, another blouse, another this, another pair of earrings, whatever. I have crap that my daughter left in my house saying, Mom, I'm tired of using this. Can you give it away? Because she knows I give away that stuff to those shelters and whatnot. But it's the realization, and I think it happens even more so as you get older.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. When you're young, it's about fun and, you're not thinking about that. As you get older, you start having children and even start having grandchildren. you start looking at life a lot through a different set of lens. And the lens is really making those financial decisions too. Do I have enough money to live on?
Yes.
Can I live in the manner that I want to? Do I need to stay in this house? Do I need to retrofit my house as I get older because my needs may not work? The things that you never think about, all of a sudden you're like, I need to do that. And having conversations with your children, right? About what you would like your life to look like as you progressively get older. And for many people, I talked to someone this morning on the way in. She says, my aunt, who I know is an attorney, has the early stages of Alzheimer's, and she's 68 years old. And so it's about the health issues. It's about finances too. Let me not get you wrong,
Right,
but
yes.
it's about the health and well-being and mental stability, and having those conversations that we don't want to have. Because when I grew up, I couldn't ask my parents certain things, right? It was none of my business. They were the adults. I was the child. I stayed in my place. Well, now I feel that I need to tell my children what's
Yes.
happening with me, and
Yes.
have those open conversations about what I have, what I don't have, and what impact that could be on their well-being, because they may have to support the situation. So let's open that door and talk about the elephant in the room as we progressively, whether it's physical decline, mental decline, or even the fact that I may have to work a little bit longer, right? To ensure
Yes.
that I have what I need to live in the lifestyle that I want. But my point is, we need to continuously have the conversations.
Yes.
Yes.
Which
That's why you're coming.
that's why I'm here. Like when this is our second year doing the collective. This is the second year, or the year that we also brought in panelists and experts that we personally don't know, but they were referred, and their mission and what they do is in alignment with who we are and what we do and the why we put this conference on. Because what you just said not only is what we do as coaches, we teach women on creating the relationship with self, time, and money, because those are all three as important. But the reason why we did the conference is because it's health, wealth, business, and then we added fashion and aging gracefully, because that is how we represent ourselves. That is how we feel. That is our energy. And we are aging. We are living longer, which means we need to think about our finances and our wealth long term, our health long term. So it's crazy how all of these topics kind of tie together. But you, in this last 10 minutes, have literally wrapped up the why on the collective and the reason why we need. Everyone's like, oh, you're gonna have 4 people talk about money. Yeah, but it's 4 women in 4 different stages, 4 different seasons, 4 different, even you're in the same industry, see thousands of women that are going through completely different things. So we're all in a space where those questions will either be answered, or these women are going to feel seen and heard and go, I am not alone. I'm not the only one feeling this way. I'm not the only one trying to have the conversations with my children, giving them a seat at the table. So everything you said today, it's like you know us without knowing us, and you know you without knowing you, and we're just so excited to have you here in Houston.
Yeah, this resonates with me. You talked about making sure that there's alignment. I'm all about alignment of values as well. So this topic, the rationale for YGC Collective aligns with my values, aligns with me personally as a woman, as a mom, as a grandmother. But more importantly, because I'm in financial services, this is something that's near and dear to me. I'm always kind of like, do you really need that $1,500 purse? Or can you carve out a piece of that and let me help you build some wealth, right? What are you willing to give up today to get where you want to go so you have longevity? You can live a life with financial freedom. And I think people aren't willing to have that deferred gratification. They want it now. But what price are you paying for having it now?
Oh,
that's it.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful ending. I love it.
I'm so thankful to you guys, and thankful to Maria, because it's one of those things where I do a lot of seminars from time to time, and I'm always talking to women, and I'm always focusing, because guess what? We live longer. What about the unmarried, never been married? What about the divorced, or the ones who have been married and have no children? Well, I have a brother who's married for 20 plus years. They don't have any children. He and I were talking the other day, and he's like, Rose Ann, who's going to be there for us? And I'm like, I'm gonna be there for you. Me and my kids, we're gonna be there for y'all. So it's having the conversations through every stage of life,
Yes.
right? And as women, we go through every stage of life.
I love it.
So
Well, we thank you for being on today. We're thankful for your time, but we cannot wait to see you in 2 weeks, and we cannot wait for the women of the collective to meet you. So thank you for being on. We're going to close out our show and put you backstage. Thank you so much for being here.
thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh my God. Isn't that amazing?
Ugh.
And we haven't met her. And of course, Maria, shout out to Maria, who introduced us to her mentor and her guide. And now she's going to be here at the same table as her mentor and guide and just be able to see that.
I just love also the multi-generational aspect of this, because there are different generations that are going to be at the collective. Everybody's in a different season in their life, but we all have the same concerns. But I picked up on something that she was saying that I was like, oh, when you're younger, I did this. I listened, but I did not hear what the people that were older than me that had gone before me, right? And then I also feel like sometimes when someone's older, they listen to people that are younger and they do not hear. I feel like what we're going to create at the collective is the balance of bringing together that we do need to listen to that voice, the voice of wisdom, and then the voice, which I think the younger generation is, they see things differently and they bring a lot of things, wonderful gifts to the table that we need to be open and resonate with a lot stronger than what we do. So even just listening to Rose Ann, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be that element of listen, like hear, take it to your heart, and don't let it just be, oh yeah, someone else telling me that. No, because I can guarantee you, when you do get older, I'm right there. You start going, if I just would have listened earlier. It's like, this is your opportunity. This is the gold. This is what it's for. And these conversations are going to be great.
Well, I feel like if you were on the fence or you weren't sure if you were coming to the collective, this episode just was like, buy your tickets right now. We are sold out of VIP, but don't worry, come on 8/20. We still have tickets available for that. If you have any questions, let us know. We have another podcast back to back after this. And then next week, we are celebrating Aging Gracefully. It is the National Aging Fierce Day. It's the first year ever. Nicole Johnson, who's one of our mentors, she's the one who got that date on the calendar nationally. We will be celebrating. Not only will we have Kim Lubes on, who is part of that panel, we also have some stuff in the works that we're going to be putting on socials. So we will see you in 2 weeks. If you have any questions, you know where to find us. Until then, we'll see you at the collective. Bye.